Hi, it's Patrick here at TechFest 22 with Pupil Slicer. Can you just introduce yourselves, guys?
Hi, this is Katie from Pupil Slicer.
I'm Bass Slicer.
Do you have a name?
No.
Just Bass Slicer.
Luke. My name's Luke.
So, guys, is this your first TechFest?
Luke's been to 7,000.
No, I haven't been to 7,000. I've been in full once.
Right.
And I've been twice before that for a day to see BT Bam and Protest the Hero. And then I came the year that Acacia Strain played, which was funny because all the hardcore kids showed up for Acacia Strain. It was quite obvious that there was a gang of about 20 of them with climber fits on, and they just graphed all over the toilets. And then everyone was complaining the next day going, who would have graphed over the toilets? And I was like, maybe it was the 25 like chabby hardcore kids that showed up yesterday and just like.
So it's going to be like that for Martyr Default later on today.
same deal, man. But yeah, so yeah, I've been a couple of times. It's really good.
Oh, you don't get that with the black metal kids, do you?
No, they just do it in blood.
And then burn it down.
With posers, yeah.
So, Pupil Slicer, how did the band come about? What were the kind of the origins and the roots?
I had a funny name for a band, and it was too funny not to write riffs for. It was just the stupidest name. Me and the original vocalist were thinking of the stupidest names we could for bands, and this I thought of Pupil Slicer. It was great. So then, we sort of wrote an EP with leftover riffs from our old post-black metal band that we were in. That didn't quite fit, that were more grindy. And then we had an EP that we weren't taking it very seriously, but then we started getting gigs, I think because we just had a funny name. We got offered loads of gigs, which we weren't for our post-black metal band. No one wanted to see that, everyone wanted to see grindcore in London. And then that vocalist quit, so then I was sort of left with a project that was getting gigs and a cool name. So then I brought in Josh as the drummer, and then we were like, oh, we can do whatever we want. So then I was like, well, I love mathcore, so I'm just going to play mathcore instead and keep the same name. So I did that.
And then I
hired Luke after a while. Hired. I don't know why.
Hired gun.
Hired gun. Mercenary bassist. Mercenary slapper.
Merciless with the bass.
Merciless. But it took a while to.
Temp bassist.
No, full time.
No, full time. No, the thing is, I was in keeping with the name, I only responded to the advert because I thought the name was so hilarious.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, come on, let's have a bit of that.
Yeah,
then.
so I put an advert up and Luke replied to it, but I didn't get back to him for half a year because I looked at his profile picture on Facebook and he had the dreads and two steins of beer, and I was like, and all your posts were like, oh, look at this Polyphia song or whatever, and Periphery, and I was like, this isn't the man for us. These guys way too techie, way too proggy.
But then when I joined, you were like, oh shit, now I've actually now I've got the team.
Yeah,
final piece of the jigsaw.
To be able to realise your mathcore fantasies.
The final piece of the
you can
jigsaw.
play the stupid songs like that.
I was like, as long as you write it down, I can play whatever I'll try and play whatever you throw at me. And you were like, okay then. Challenge accepted. Yeah, basically.
And you've been paying for that ever since.
And I've been paying for that. Yeah. So that's the kind of that's.
You've kind of shattered my illusions a bit because I was going to talk about the name.
Yeah.
And in my head, I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I had it as a reference to the film Un Chien Andalou.
Well, we say that retroactively to sound.
So we sound like big brains.
Yeah. Well, I was
because Josh, we've used
what I
that
had in
film
my
in
head.
the music video as well. And
Have
on
you?
The shirt, yeah, it's on the music video for Le Pelle de Vide. Josh knew the film, and we had a lot of people say, "Is it because of that?" So we were like, "We'll pretend it was." Yeah. We got bored of saying that it was a funny name I made up. So
But now our listeners know the real truth.
The real truth.
Well, it depends because we might have just done another interview and tried to be pseudo-intellectuals. And said instead. So, but we've given the game up on this one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Are you fans of cinema in particular?
Josh is.
Josh is a huge fan of cinema. Yeah, he's like we call him head of Kino. Is it Kino?
Kinography.
I was going to say kinography, which is like cinema in German.
German.
So we just call him head of Kino.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he did the video. Like,
He helps like scope out the music videos. We filmed the interlocutor video at his house, and like he did that as at uni, I think.
Yeah, he did some acting, and he's like really into film and stuff.
Yeah, he's really into his films.
That's beautiful, slow exposure.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah,
I
you know, we
enjoy
all like a bit of
films,
cinematography. Yeah, we all like a bit of cinematography.
Maybe less the black and white films about the deconstruction of the Serbian government in the 40s through the eyes of a pigeon.
I love a black and white 40s film. It's very calming.
My son has recently finished a degree in screenwriting at Sheffield University.
Oh yeah, chef.
And it's becoming a nightmare watching films with him.
I'd be like, oh, terrible script.
Yeah, I can't just sit and watch. It has to be dissected and broken down. And what's the real meaning of this scene?
I say that about Josh, but me and Josh just go to the cinema to see like whatever newest Marvel film came out, and we're like, that was great. So
Yeah.
he's got a deep knowledge, but he hasn't ascended past being able to enjoy a schlocky blockbuster.
Oh no, yeah.
That's good. He's not fully gone into
both.
hipster territory then.
No. I think hopefully like the next cycle when we do our second album, we'll like do some cool videos for that.
It must be good having someone with that vision in mind in the band and being able to have that input into the video side.
Yeah, I think it's really useful.
Yeah, it helps. The last one we shot in a fort.
Oh right.
In Kent, down in Dover, and I sorted out the hire for that. That was quite cool. But apparently it was like allegedly haunted, and the electric kept going out downstairs.
And me and Frank heard a scream at one point.
And
we actually did, and we were just like,
was it like
that's weird?
A black metal type scream?
No,
or?
it's like just a lady screaming, but it was like this fort in the middle of nowhere, and we were like,
that must have been pretty
we were both
scary.
like, what?
Pretty
Well,
scary.
that doesn't seem real, but we heard it, so.
Nothing weird caught on tape then.
Well, I took a picture while we were there
of orbs. Did you get some orbs?
No, I got like a figure in like this photo in the dark, and then I went back to look for the photo after I took it, and it wasn't there. So it was really weird.
Yeah, and they were saying that the people that ran the place that the week before they'd been filming a drama there about Tsarist Russia or the Romanovs or something like that, and they said the same thing happened there. Like,
kept getting locked in a room.
There was like a generator there, and it just kept shutting off. And they were like, "There's no reason that this generator," because it was like a separate power source, so it wasn't connected to anything. And the guy was like saying it was quite straight, but it basically was like an old military barracks that I think was Napoleonic, because there's loads of Napoleonic stuff down in Kent where they built it all. Yeah. And no one ever came. Yeah. But yeah, it was really cool.
That sounds a really good experience though. Really cool.
Yeah. It was, a bit dangerous.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I had to watch Kate because it's like, don't go down that thing. It's very dark. You might fall over and smash your head open. Bit of health and safety nightmare. But yeah, no, it was all good. But
do you believe in ghosts, both of you, or?
I don't know.
Do you?
I don't, but I heard a scream there. So.
Next question.
Undecided. So how do you think your set will go today?
Either great or awful.
Don't we usually say that?
Yeah, most sets are either great or awful. So
no, we generally is of an even level. Well, you saw me and Frank practicing this morning, so doing our bit. So
well, Frank was telling me the practicing this morning felt a bit janky. So they said you ran
do you want to believe?
Yeah, we did. We ran it twice, and then it was all right.
Well, you ran it once, and then we're like, oh, we need to do that one again. So.
You're probably one of the heaviest bands on the bill.
I feel like we're one of the most punk bands on the bill, and what I mean by that is like
we're like loud and aggressive. No one else has got D beats, I don't think, today.
Yeah, but the angle that I sort of meant was like, obviously a lot of these people here playing are like of virtuoso level abilities, and it's just all really amazing and clean, and we're just a bit, I would say, a bit more. Rough and ready around the edges, do you know what I mean? So hopefully people respond to that in a good way.
I think that's really good though, and I think it it's a bit of diversity in this festival, which is good for
That's the cool
everybody,
thing
I
about
think.
Tech Fest. Like, it is a very diverse thing because like last night we watched Volvadonia, which is like basically slam.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
everyone watched The Ocean,
Yeah.
which is like long form. You
Yeah.
need lots of patience, progressive
Epic,
music.
yeah.
And like literally, those were the two bands back to back, and everyone just was like fine with that. So it's
Yeah.
like cool that you
Yeah.
can, that you can have all those things coexisting at the same time. Really. Yeah.
It's what we want, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
As music fans.
But no black
it's what-
metal though, apparently.
No,
Which
no
sucks.
black metal. What kind of bills do you usually get booked on then?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
we played like crusty hardcore show
Grindcore.
in Denmark recently. We were playing Arctangent in the summer, which is like proggy post metal, post rock, math rock. We're playing Bloodstock, which is just big metal bands.
Yeah.
We've got booked for all sorts of things.
Yeah, we did the
like-
Rolo tour, and then we played with End, which were like way
Wow.
harder than
Yeah.
Crostier.
Yeah. Do you know them? End?
No, I don't know
They're
them.
like a super group consisting of
Brand,
The singer from Counterparts.
Counterparts, Misery Index, Misery Signals,
Misery Signals. Yeah.
Shy Blood.
The drummer from
Shai
Dillinger.
Halud, the hardcore
Yeah.
band. I remember those.
They were hard
The
as
old
nails.
drummer from Dillinger Escape Plan,
Right.
who's
Wow.
also
Oh, and of
who's
course,
drumming with,
Will Putney from Fit for an Autopsy.
yeah,
Right.
So quite star-studded stuff.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
they were cool.
within relative terms, like. It's not like, I mean, it's, you know, it's not, yeah, you're right.
My mum wouldn't know any of those.
No, yeah. It's not like we was playing Jeff Beck or anything, but you know.
No.
Yeah.
And do you like being on a diverse bill yourselves?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think it's good that not all the bands sound the same, because then you're gonna go, well, that one was better than that one.
As a group,
Then again, we played
have
with
very-
End, and it was very clear that they were better than us.
Right, I mean-
they've been in the game for 20 years.
Yeah,
of
yeah, I
course
mean, they were like a-
amazing.
They were like a fully oiled machine.
That
you know?
that was like really motivating for me, like seeing
good.
the stage banter being so much better than mine, and then like this is the guy who's done it for 20 years, and then they were just so tight. And I was really pleased with where we were at after the Rolo tour, because they were quite a different band to us. So I was like, oh yeah, we're doing well, and then we played with a band that was like similar to us, and I was like, oh, that's where we can go. They're like,
Yeah, that's. But
I didn't know that level above us was like.
You know,
there
we'll
was
get
such
there.
a void.
It's work, innit? But I mean,
Yeah.
to your point, like as a group, we're pretty much into everything, really. Like,
Yeah.
because you know, me and Kate do like some same bands. Like, you know, we both like Radiohead, Converge, and Dillinger, and like we do share some interest with Wu-Tang. But like, yeah, I love hip hop and grime. But like, Frank is really into hardcore, and Josh loves loads of types of music, and so I think as a group we have a really broad pool of stuff.
Yeah.
To like.
I think that
draw on.
always helps. Really.
Yeah.
You don't want to all be just listening to one genre.
No, I mean,
do
I'd
you?
like the band to listen to more Rush than they do. But you can't
Well,
have. You
I'd
can't,
like the world to
Yeah,
listen to
yeah,
more Rush than
exactly.
they
But
do.
you can't have things always.
Yeah, those guys are iconic, aren't they?
Unfortunately, you know, there's that Taylor Hawkins tribute gig.
Yes.
Fucking Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson are playing that, but we're gigging. Because my wife was like, just bust into the room about a week ago and was like, Luke, you know, Rush are playing in London. I was like, fell off my chair. And I was like, no, we're gigging on that day. Anyway, but I did get to see Rush once.
Oh, well,
I went on my own when I was
Yeah?
like 17 on a school night because no one would come with me. Anyway, fuck those posers because I feel Rush. And they have it. Anyway, go on, sorry.
I've lost my train of thought now, dreaming of Rush.
Broadness of music and where we get booked. That's where you're at.
So, you had an album release quite recently.
Yeah.
Mirrors.
Yeah, about a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in March.
Year ago that was, wasn't it?
March last year.
Mad. It feels like 10 years ago.
Was it delayed by the pandemic or anything, or were you able to get it out
Well,
fairly
no, we had it done
uninterrupted?
for ages. It was delayed by not knowing when to release it because of the pandemic. So yeah, I guess it
Yeah,
was.
because I guess
we
you wanted
gave
to
it to
tour
the-
it and
We had it. It was done for we had the masters for like a year before it came out, and we gave them to the label, and then we were like, what do we do now? There's a pandemic going on. Do we release it? Do we?
I mean,
and in the end, we were just like, I'll just release it because this pandemic's not going anywhere. So
for some reason, when we put it out, it was quite fortuitous because there was like this. Everyone was just at home waiting for music.
Yeah.
And a lot of the big bands had sort of put off putting their albums out because then obviously they couldn't go and hit it and tour and stuff.
Yeah.
So it felt like we just
it was
like a clear landing zone.
Right.
And we just landed there, and it was like, well, where's everyone else's shit? And everyone's like, well, this band's great. Do you see what I mean? Like it just felt like a really lucky like.
Yeah. Sometimes you need
thing,
those
yeah.
breaks, I guess, don't you?
Yeah.
To take you to the next level or whatever.
Yeah.
And
I feel very fortunate.
it was
Fortunate that we got a break really like that.
Yeah, it was a good timing. Like Converge and Dillinger hadn't released anything for a while, so we were like, "Here's some of that, but not by then."
There was always some pretender bound to come along and try and claim the throne, right? We're still having a go.
Yeah.
But anyone that fucking tries to take it, we will strangle them.
Yeah.
And we will take that crown, eh?
Yeah.
No one's taking it off.
That's what you're doing to Lurin.
Yeah, from the inside.
Yeah.
That was very aggressive, but I do mean it.
what about slicing their pupils?
I would probably give them a hug
something that
first.
you do? Right. Okay.
Nah, but you know,
We're nice people.
we're nice people.
We're definitely more huggers than
Slices. Shankers. No, all jokes aside,
shanking.
there's enough shanking going on in London. No one else needs to, or over the country, no one else needs to contribute to that, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. Amen to that.
Unless they start cussing our brush.
I don't know how I've survived this long.
Yeah, no, you're doing well, yeah. You're doing well.
And are you working on any new material at the minute? Or?
Yeah, I've almost finished the second album, so we're recording that in October.
Excellent.
So-
Yeah, you told me you wrote part yesterday, did you say?
Yeah, I was writing a harmonised solo for the last song, so it's getting a bit out of hand. I might need to rein it in. I'm writing harmonised solos and vocal melody, like vocal harmonies and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, it's maybe a bit much, but we'll see what sticks around.
Have you got a studio in mind for?
Oh,
for
yeah,
We're
recording?
that's
doing it
always.
with we're booked in with the Ranch where we did the last single, so that should be really good.
So that is Lewis Johns, who
Right.
he did Employed to Serve's album, and he's like basically
Employed to Serve, Conjurer's first album, Road of Tomasi's last couple albums,
Burner,
Burner.
new up and coming band.
And is he producing it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he must know about working with bands that, like yourselves, are a little bit different from
Yeah.
maybe the mainstream.
Yeah, actually, when I went to record with him, I did have like a big preconception about because of just being a bass player, you get this. Yeah, I've made jokes this before we start recording, but like basically, you sort of have a thing that like you just get buried in the mix or whatever constantly.
Yeah.
And if you're being a bit leery, they might cut you out. So I was quite worried that. Lewis's albums, because I hadn't heard any with like really prominent bass on, and I was a bit worried that he was going to choke me out. But then I actually went, so what do you want it to be like? And I was like, basically like Mudvayne, and he was like, I'm your age, that's totally fine. And I was like,
Cool.
really? And he's like, yeah. So yeah, it worked out really cool.
So did you get a bit of a ding onto the album, or?
Oh yeah, there's loads of things.
there's plenty of Burbo Dang.
He's our number one slapper.
Yeah, man.
There's loads of
Yeah.
that.
But then Kate gives the graciousness to let some of it slide, which is nice.
What about plans for tours? Anything coming up this year?
We've got so much
Not this
stuff
year.
left.
It
feels like we
no,
have.
this year we do. We've got the Ethica tour in August,
Yeah.
and festivals around that time. Arctangent, Bloodstock,
Brutal Assault.
Brutal Assault.
Brutal
Brutal
fucking
Assault.
Assault, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then November we've got a festival in the Netherlands.
October. I can't help it, sorry. That's in October, yeah. And then, we've kind of got...
And then we've got like a penciled in tour for September next year in Australia. I don't know.
Oh
if that's
wow!
I
happening.
don't know if you meant to. Were you
We meant to say that. No.
I don't know if that'll come off. Yeah, maybe leave that out. I don't know if we meant to put that. But we're thinking there's stuff afoot. And shout out to our agent John Niblock, who works for an agency called Atonal. He garrisons us
He's
well.
useless.
Pace. It's pace. He's Glaswegian, which is why I said that. But he does well for us.
It sounds like you got a lot of shows planned and.
Christ, yeah. We're playing with Portrayal of Guilt in a couple of weeks. That's
Yeah, we're
really
playing with
cool.
Portrayal of Guilt 2 weeks in Northampton.
In Northampton, yeah. So we've got loads of stuff booked up, and in between all that, we've got to record an album
Yeah.
of really challenging material. So
Yeah, they're quite hard songs.
I've made them hard. We've all probably made them harder for ourselves than we need to, but that's
Oh.
part of the fun.
I could never play any of them when I write them in the first
Challenging
place anyway.
each other, pushing each other.
Yes.
That's good.
You know, like, you can always be a better version of yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's that Henry Rollins work ethic that we all need, right?
I think his involves a lot of weights, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but this mental weight
Oh, Henry Rollins' mental workout.
and also physical workout. I like to show the guys a bit of yoga. Stretch when we're getting ready.
Excellent stuff. So, are there any bands on the bill at TechFest this year that you're particularly fans of? That
I saw The Ocean last night, and they're just like kind of one of the best bands that might be playing instruments. Surely, like,
Yeah.
just incredible
Yeah.
stuff, really.
Frontiera played on
Frontiera played,
the first day. We were best friends with them.
Well, wasn't here
Ed
for them though.
produced our album, so
excellent.
we run deep with them.
Did you just get in yesterday then?
I just got in today.
Oh,
But
right.
I did
You came
I
in.
did a bass class yesterday,
Ah,
so we
right.
came yesterday afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Ocean were just like
Might have
next
filed
level.
on today. I want to see them.
Novelists, I like them. They're quite good.
I've
There was
not
an
seen
astronaut.
any, I've never heard of any of the bands today besides Ohms a Party
Oh,
Candle.
come on,
I've
you know
heard
that
of.
Ocean.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
on today.
Ohms are playing today. Shout out
Yeah.
to my fellow Kent lads. Yeah, they're cool.
I think I've seen them.
They're cool. Yeah, Ohms are
Looking
cool.
forward to seeing Ohms.
And check out the other band, Traps.
Right.
Two of the members in that are in another band called
Ah,
Traps.
right.
Yeah, mathcore band, kind of. Well,
Yeah,
mathcore, noisy rock.
Right. I just watched Project Mishram, who were excellent.
They did my class before me, and it was just mind expanding.
Yeah,
it was really nice.
they were really good. I really enjoyed their set.
Yeah,
Something
they
a
were
bit
great.
different. I'd not heard of them before, but I'll be sure to be checking them out.
Yeah, they played the after party last night, and they played today. So all said, they must have played for about 3.5 hours. So I respect that ethic, man. That is the Rollins ethic, right?
That is the Rollins way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, guys, it's been a pleasure talking to you both.
Thanks for
Likewise.
having us.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing you later.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you keep up to date with future episodes by subscribing to our channels. For more information on this podcast, or for all the latest music news, reviews, interviews and more, head over to our website www.therazorsedge.rocks.